been canceled.
It'll probably happen at like 11 o'clock to 3 in the morning at some point here in the next week.
Yeah. But to answer your question, Aaron, in all seriousness, I don't really know if they're going to start it the first week of April just because of, but the thing is they have kept downtown pretty clear of snow, Main Street and whatnot. I'm sure you've been downtown since winter started 6 months ago. Can you feel the saltiness? But anyway, Main Street is relatively clear of snow. So I think they probably should maybe be able to start. But then again, if there's a storm forecast,
But the plan was originally it was April 1st.
Yeah, well, the first week in April, first full week in April is when they're supposed to start. We'll just see. We'll just have
We will just say soon.
We do have that update thing on our website, though. So if any change is made by YDOT or the city or any developments, that's kind of the place to go. Is right on our homepage.
And that's a link right to YDOT, isn't it?
Yeah, it takes you to YDOT, takes you to the city page. You can get all sorts of places there, and it's literally right off to the right of our homepage on SheridanMedia.com.
Yeah, we're looking at it right now, and it's got everything you need to know about the downtown construction project.
Yes, and it's going to be a project. It is going to be multi-season. It's going to start this year in a week or two, run through the end of October. And they're going to do 3 block closures at a time, and they're going to start at Dow Street and work their way south. The goal is to hit Brundage and then stop at, I believe it's Brundage. Make sure I'm reading this correctly. But to Brundage, and then next year, phase 2 will run from Brundage to Burkett, Coffee and Avenue. And of course, that's all weather dependent. If we get a lot of rain, that's going to put a wrench in the spoke. If we get snow in July, that would probably
put a little monkey wrench in the cogwheel, so to speak.
I'm being facetious, but I wouldn't doubt if we get snow in May.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Back to the poll question. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah, what do we got there?
The question again was, are you planning to alter your routes or routines during the downtown construction project? And we had about 500 votes-ish. And 62% or about 290 votes were yes, which makes sense. 150 votes or about 32% said no, and then 6% were undecided. So people are planning on changing their routines, which you're going to have to.
Yes.
And obviously you're not going to be able to park on Main Street. I'm sure there are going to be instances where you can't even walk on certain sections of the sidewalk down there for, whatever reason.
Supposedly they're going to try and keep sidewalk access available to the stores and whatnot, but you know how construction is. I mean, you can say one thing and things just happen.
Right.
Because there will be a lot of work going down there, and there will be safety issues as well. The city and YDOT have to make sure that, no one's going to fall in some big hole or anything, so there's safety requirements that have to be adhered to and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know how people won't have to change their routine unless you literally just don't go downtown that much, But I mean, I think all of us at one time or another have
pretty much have to at some point.
Yeah. So, we'll just see. I do like they're keeping it no more than 3 blocks at a time. I think that will help things. That will alleviate some of the congestion and whatnot. But you got to remember, even though 2-3 blocks are closed, they're probably going to start preparing the next couple of blocks when they get towards the end. So there'll be a little bit of overlap, I'm sure. But it's quite the project. I looked it up the other day. I think the first story I did on this project was in 2018.
It takes that long to plan this and get it in action.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I remember the city brought in all the downtown business owners and did a meeting at City Hall just to get everyone in the loop on here is what's going to happen. Yes, it's 5 years out, but this is a big enough project. We need to start talking about this now. Mm-hmm. And the city was kind of all over it, along with YDOT, on getting the downtown business owners in the loop and getting feedback from them, what will work, what won't work. And you can always plan, but there will be snags.
There will be. one thing people need to keep in mind is the downtown businesses will get affected by this.
Yeah.
They know that. YDOT knows this. The city knows this. So what we need to do is just don't avoid going downtown if you possibly can.
Right.
Frequent those businesses because they're going to need it. They're definitely going to need it. And if it takes maybe parking a block or two away and walking a little bit, sure, that's kind of an inconvenience, but look on the bright side. You're getting your exercise for the day.
Yes.
So,
and a lot of the businesses downtown, they have access to the back of their stores.
very
as well.
true. Yep.
Not all of them, but I know that there are many, and I've used, that area because a lot of the times it's easier for parking as well.
Sure.
So,
You bet. So keep that in mind as well. And the businesses, if you're down there and you have access to the back of your building, maybe you might want to put that out there in the public and let them know.
yeah, you can park
in the back and
park in the
come in the
back,
back
come in
door.
through the back. Yep.
Very good. Let's talk about the project itself, because this is an overlay project, isn't it? Or it's a complete reconstruction of downtown.
Yes, resurfacing. Basically, what's going to happen, the scope of the work, according to YDOT, is to resurface Main Street, includes rehabilitating the bridge crossing Little Goose Creek. The project starts, of course, like I said, Dow extends south for approximately half a mile through the intersection of Main and Coffee and Burkett Streets. Joint project between the city and YDOT. YDOT's going to be basically resurfacing the entire, Main Street. It's going to be great when it's done, but it's going to be fun while it's happening.
Are they doing this in concrete now, or this time, or do we know?
Replacing existing base with a new blended base, replacing existing surface with new concrete pavement. All ADA ramps, crossings that do not currently meet ADA guidelines. So, yeah,
that'll help wear and tear for sure. It'll last longer.
Well, it hopefully it won't. It'll last a lot longer.
Yeah.
But you never know. I mean, a winter like we had this year. I mean, I'm sure you've seen some of the craters amongst the streets. I mean, there aren't potholes. There are sinkholes. And I'm not kidding.
These aren't Chuck holes; they're Charles holes.
You could probably do a little fishing in some of the holes I've seen, but it is a complete resurfacing of Main and downtown, and then the city has, of course, partnered with YDOT. They're going to be replacing a lot of the sewer infrastructure, all that stuff. Cast iron water line is going to be replaced. Some of the stuff downtown is pretty old. City-wise, infrastructure-wise, so all that.
And while they've got it open, it's like, might as well get it done.
So it's a pretty big project. City's stake is 8.4 million, while the YDOT is 17.8. So it's a pretty big project. And it's stretched out over 2 construction seasons, and I think the reasoning behind that is less inconvenience because. If they could probably get it done in one construction season, weather permitting, but they would have to close large swaths of Main Street at a time, and then it would really, really affect,
everyone.
Yes, it would not be pretty. But yeah, it's going to be a big project. It's like I said, it's been coming for a while, and now it is just about here.
Were there any beautification projects that the city's going to do? Obviously, sewer, water, that's going to happen. But are they putting in any beautification projects? Because I know Buffalo, who is going to do their Main Street with YDOT next year, and in I think 2025, I think they're staggering these. So Sheridan and Buffalo will be a year apart. But there's beautification projects going on in Buffalo in conjunction with that YDOT project. So I didn't know if Sheridan had anything like that.
As far as I know, they're replacing decorative light pole bases according to the fact sheet. I'm sure there will be a few things here and there. There's going to be curb bulb outs at Grinnell to allow for safer pedestrian crossing at that intersection. So I think it will be much more user-friendly for pedestrians. Not that it isn't right now, but it always could be better. And I think when this is all said and done, come the end of the construction season in 2024, it will be much better for people that will be walking, and it'll all be ADA compliance and all that stuff. Because there's a few issues, any downtown, that has the history that Sheridan has. There's some issues with getting around here and there, and especially if you're handicapped, it's there's some challenges, so to speak.
What was that? There was a story about something to do with the Historical Society. They were going to put those, what were they? You could use your phone and go to a certain spot downtown and hold it up there and click it. And here's some information on this building.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
How is that going to be affected?
I'm not even sure, honestly. That's a good point. I'm not sure.
If anybody knows, give us a call and let us know. We're talking about Sheridan's downtown Main Street project on the Jackson Electric open line. We're going to take a quick break. Oh, we got a call. Okay. Caller, you're on the Jackson Electric open line. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Stella Montano, and I would like to just share some information of an event coming up that AARP is sponsoring. We are doing what we call Movies for Grown-Ups, and we're having a screening at the Wyo Theater April 14th at 2 o'clock. And it's the screening is A Man Called Otto. And I believe that was shown here at the Centennial Theaters, and if I missed it. So for anybody else that missed it, you get another opportunity to see it at the Wyo Theater. It is a free event for the community.
Stella, that's the movie with Tom Hanks, correct?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it looks like a fine flick.
I've heard from people that have seen that it was a really good movie.
Yeah.
I have too. So it talks about Otto being a very grumpy man who's kind of given up on life after the loss of his wife, and he himself wants to end it all. And then all of a sudden, a young family moves in, and he's not really trying to be helpful, but he is. And so it's almost like maybe we should put some little Kleenex packets out for people, because I've read the book and it's really good. So we thought we'd bring it to Sheridan and share it, and free popcorn, free drink for everybody that comes in. And we if people want to pre-register, they can. And I'm going to give you the website.
Okay.
It's events.aarp.org/Sheridan Otto, OTTO.
All right. Very good.
Now, they don't have to when they come in. We'll do it there. But if somebody, there's a lot of people that just like to have it done, and if they want to, they certainly can. But love to invite you out Friday, April 14th at 2 o'clock at the Wyo Theater.
All righty. Thank you so much. Okay, there you go. Very nice. And we have another caller on the Jackson Electric open line. Caller, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
One couple things. I'm not convinced they need to be spending all that money on that street downtown right now anyway.
Okay.
But one thing that is the city council needs to address is the business owners need to be able to clear the sidewalks. It's ridiculous to have them push the snow halfway off of the sidewalk and leave the snow all piled up on the sidewalk. So when you get out of the car, everybody's got to step over their pile of snow that's froze down and turned to ice. It's ridiculous. They need to get the snow off of the sidewalk. So I don't know who came up with that idea, but they need to address that when they get this all said and done. It was just my pet peeve. So thanks.
Okay. Thank you so much. And we have another caller on the Jackson Electric open line. Caller, go ahead.
Yes. Gentlemen, I wonder if you can answer a question.
We'll try.
Let me turn down the radio here. I've noticed and have observed there's quite a bit of dirt moving and tree excavation at the bottom of the Lewis Street Hill there, the hill that goes up to the junior high, the old high school.
Oh, sure.
They've taken out or seem to be doing work, looks like it's deconstruct, on the old Mills Park. That's where the Sheridan flour mill was and the original sawmill. at the bottom of the hill there. I don't even know. It might be tagged to the proposed creating of a park down in the waterway where the sluice boxes are, the concrete flood control boxes, but they are just a little further east, and this is where the mill park is. So that would put it on like Brooks and Lewis Street Hill there. And I wondered, why are they doing this? There hasn't been...
So, Vicki, you're saying that...
It's stream restoration is what they're doing.
I think this is part of that Army Corps of Engineers project that is going on.
Why I'm asking is, has there been an official word that the Army Corps of Engineers wants to go forward with the flood control project? The larger body of work, perhaps removing part of the flood control in there. Has there been any uptick recently about the state? Because a lot of this is going to depend on the Army Corps of Engineers. You know, what they did just beyond that are those iron grid-ons with big boulders in them, where the big Band-Aid is below the junior high hill there, the park. That all, of course, had an attachment to it of the Army Corps of Engineers. So whatever they're doing there, I don't know that it's the Army Corps of Engineers, but there's a lot of dirt being moved around, and trees. I think trees have been taken out. Mill Park, for all intents and purposes at the moment, is gone. You know, there was a little marker there, hello, this is what we are. It seems to be gone, and I'll get off the phone if you wanted to chew that one a little bit. I did want to say, if you go down to the corner of 5th and Main, where MC2 Engineering is, a no-name bar, ribbon shop, people may have noticed the Trost building has been torn down.
Yeah, they did that yesterday, correct?
Yes, I was so surprised. It was like being invaded by an army. Hello, goodbye. But I think that building, I kind of wondered if it was on, there's a list out there, and I think there was about, I could be wrong about this, 158 structures appertant to Main Street, both north and south, that got a kind of a historic kiss. Not on a national register or anything like that, but early buildings, part of the concept of historic Sheridan, those people who like that kind of thing. But anyway, it's gone, and I'm assuming it's because maybe the Eagles Lodge has sold. It's been for sale, and I'm thinking somebody's bought it. Do you guys know who that might be?
No.
I do not.
Well, anyway, if somebody does and they want to chitter chatter, maybe they'll call in.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Mill Park exactly. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Okay, thanks. And we've got another caller, and you're on the Jackson Electric open line. Caller, go ahead.
Hey guys, how you doing today?
Good.
Good.
Good. This is Mayor Bridger.
Mayor.
Hey, Mayor. Morning.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Good. Just some clarification on Main Street. That's right. We will start that project this year. We'll start in April or whenever we can get all the snow off the ground. But we will go 2 or 3 blocks at a time. We aren't doing anything really to the sidewalks to say it's just the roadway. So they'll dig up the roadway. We'll change out all the old plumbing, which has been there since the 70s, and then we'll just proceed accordingly down Main Street. As far as the pictures that the lady was talking about, we are going to start a program where we have like little plaques in the ground, and you can hold your phone up to the store up that plaque, and it'll take you to a site where you can see what it looks like back in the day. So it's just a historic thing. You can do a historic walk of Main Street.
But those will be in the sidewalk, Rich?
Yeah, you'll just walk down Main, you'll see these little placards in the sidewalk, and if you stand and point your camera at the store, it'll show you kind of a then and now picture of what that looked like back when it was new.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you for the clarification there. Okay.
So, Mayor, since it's just primarily all road work, there will be access to the sidewalk, correct?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So our plan is to try to help out a little bit. Is we're going to take all those side streets that are blocked, that they can't use anyway, and we're going to turn those into like mini parking lots, so that we can fit more people into those areas, so that they have easier access to those stores. Because we kind of want to help those merchants out as much as we can. Good. We're sort of looking at doing like a weekly drawing where if you go down to those stores, you put your name into a hat,
nice,
and you win some chamber bucks that week. So
Incentives, good.
Yeah, we're just trying to do whatever we can do to help out.
Yep.
And then as far as what Ms. Taylor was talking about, all those projects were Corps of Engineer projects. And so down with a bridge that she was talking about, going up High School Hill, or Avon, or Lewis, I'm sorry, they're doing a fish run. So right now, again, it's not very fish friendly with that chute they created. So now they're just creating a series of fish ladders so that the fish can get up and down the stream there as well. Okay. And then as far as the work on the other side of town, they're sort of creating a wetland down there. But of course, that's all Army Corps regulated, and the Army Corps decides all those things. So it's not really, we don't have a lot to do with that.
Gotcha. Well, look on the bright side as far as the fish ladder goes. There's no sea lions or seals that are going to be camped down there and eating all the fish like they do on the Columbia. That'll be good.
We could see if we can import a sea lion. Maybe.
Keep the otters out of there.
Don't give anyone any ideas.
Yeah, no kidding. We're going to release one in Goose Creek a little bit. Okay. Mayor, thank you so much.
No problem. Talk to you later.
All right, bye-bye. And we're going to go ahead and take a break on the Jackson Electric Open Line. Aaron Palmer and Ron Richter will be back right after these messages.
Jackson Electric and you'll see the light. Maybe it's as simple as adding an extra outlet. Maybe it's as detailed as wiring an industrial building. Maybe it's high efficiency LED lighting or a fire alarm system, or phone system installation and repair. Maybe it's data system wiring, irrigation wiring, or electric motor sales and repair. Commercial, residential, industrial, agriculture, above ground, below ground. Call Jackson Electric and you'll see the light at 1851 North Main in Sheridan.
This time of year, window chips can crack out easily with the changing temperatures. You hit an unexpected pothole, a window can crack out. We can help. Hi, this is Cindy from Novus Auto Glass. We want to help you save money by getting your chips fixed right away. Stop in or call today to make an appointment. In most cases, we can get you in the same day. Novus Auto Glass, 347 North Main, 672-0139.
Wrap Plumbing and Heating can handle any job you have, big or small. From new construction to a pesky leaking toilet, the professionals at Wrap Plumbing and Heating are here to assist you. Drippy faucet? Sure. New shower hardware? No problem. Plumbing an entire new house? For sure. Clogs that need snaked? Oh yeah. Wrap Plumbing and Heating has not met a job they can't handle. Too big a crap? Call Dan Rapp at 429-1196.
Time for new tires? Your timing couldn't be better because Midas is rolling out the best deals on top-rated tires. Buy 3, get 1 free with installation on Cooper and Hankook tires and up to $100 mail-in rebate. Midas also has big savings on brakes, shocks, fluid flush, even save $20 on an oil change. Check out the Midas ad in the Country Bounty for details. Roll into Midas before the end of the month for these big savings. Midas Tire and Auto on East Brundage Lane in Sheridan.
Face it, love. A house of yours is falling down all around you. That's the problem. The real problem is not the problem at all. Rather, the problem is your attitude about the problem. Savvy? You need Devin at Wire Renovation, mate. He'll make you an offer on any home, in any condition, no matter the problems, and get you out of your problem, usually for cash. I prefer Ron. Find out more at wirerenovation.com or on Facebook.
Are you financially prepared for retirement? In today's economy, it's important to take charge of your retirement planning. The good news is you don't have to do it alone. Whether you still have many years to save, are nearing retirement, or are already retired, I can help. Hello, I'm Patrick Johnson at Stiefel Investments in Sheridan. I can offer you innovative strategies tailored to your unique situation. Call me today at Stiefel, 672-3434. Stiefel Investments, member SIPC and NYSE.
Jackson Electric Open Line, KROE, Aaron Palmer and Ron Richter. And we're taking your calls today. This is the open line. We'll talk about what you want to talk about. And we're going to hit the poll question one more time because this last week it was talking about the downtown construction project, or reconstruction project, I guess, on Main Street downtown. And the question was, are you planning on altering your routines during the downtown construction project? And overwhelmingly, it was like, yes. And I think that was rather obvious because we're going to have to. It's just the way it is. And we had Mayor Bridger on here a second ago, and he was talking about some of the things that the city's going to do, which is shutting down those side streets that you can't use anyway because you can't get into downtown, and using those for parking areas.
That's a great idea.
I 100% agree.
Yep.
And I think that's it's good news for the downtown businesses. So people aren't going to have to walk 6 blocks to get to wherever it is that they need or want to go. So that's a great news.
That's the old making lemonade out of lemons.
Right. You know, it's got to get done. So just try to do the best you can.
Yep.
So let's talk about the timeline, Ron, because you hit on that earlier, but it's going to start here at some point here in the next couple of weeks, and it's 2 years construction.
Yeah, 2 construction seasons. It's going to start in the next couple of weeks here, week 2. We'll just, we'll have to wait and see how much snow we get. That word. Anyway, 5 sequences this construction season. Each sequence will be no longer than 3 blocks at a time. 2 to 3 blocks is pretty much what's is projected. When each block is completed, that block will open, and the next block at the end of the closure will be added. So I mean, they've got a pretty foolproof plan. Now, of course, plans change and things change, and a lot of that's weather dependent and whatnot. But the timeline is to get all the way to Brundage by Halloween this year. And then next year, they'll pick up at Brundage and go to Coffee and Burkett, the intersection.
And
there.
Where's this starting this year?
Dow Street.
Dow Street.
Yep.
Okay.
And, it's a big undertaking. And, I think the majority of the public are ready for it, but there are still some people that, have kind of not realized that it's here. It's here and now, and it's happening.
Yeah, they've heard about it. They're just not aware. It's happening right now or soon.
Because there will be people, I'm sure, in the next month or so that will go downtown and be like, what
is going on down here?
Yes.
Oh, I remember they're starting this already.
Yep.
Yeah, they are.
But, I think it's great that the city is doing all they can to accommodate people to get to and from downtown to help out the businesses. I mean, I like the incentive thing that Mayor Bridger was talking about with the chamber bucks, because that's going to help these businesses. And like you alluded to earlier, just go down and shop. And, if you have to walk a little bit longer, oh, well, it's good exercise.
No kidding. YDOT seems to be, they're always busy. They're doing some kind of project somewhere, but 23, 24, 25 seems to be, as far as Sheridan and Johnson County goes, there are a lot of things going on. Sheridan's Main Street is going to be this year and part of next. And Buffalo's Main Street reconstruction project will start in 2024 and then go into 2025 as well. So, interesting stuff. Buffalo's going to do the same thing. Apparently, they're going to have to do the same things that Sheridan's doing as far as, here we're going to have to help our businesses downtown, which obviously Buffalo doesn't have as many, but the ones that are down there, they're going to be affected just like everybody else.
No doubt.
So hopefully they'll be, it won't be too catastrophic to those businesses down there.
Well, and I almost wonder, with Sheridan going first, Buffalo can kind of learn a few things,
Right.
Like, not learn, but, they can say, okay, this
is what we can avoid.
Yes, this didn't work the way we thought it was. This worked better than the way we thought it would, that type of thing. You can kind of, use that as almost a running track record.
The downtown project, wait, I guess we have a caller. Okay, let's go to the caller. You're on the Jackson Electric open line. Go ahead. Caller,
Hi
go
there.
ahead. Good morning.
Number one, you guys make a fantastic team, and I love the intro music. Okay? The real purpose of my call, I just want to thank the city crews and the street service, all of this stuff for all the plowing and snow removal they've done all year. They have just done a tremendous job. And I deliver Meals on Wheels. And so, you kind of get into some of the side streets and such like that. But boy, they've just really been working so hard. And yesterday, there was an area in front of my house, and they worked, it was like 4 hours just on this street. And so now they're going to have to deal with, all the potholes and stuff. So we are blessed here in Sheridan to have such a great street crew. So I just wanted to say that.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure they'll appreciate it because a lot of the times they hear the opposite. And it's like, this has been kind of an unprecedented weather, our winter that we've had this year with the snow totals and whatnot. And the frequency of the snow, it seems like every week we're getting another big storm. And
yeah, never really left.
And they have, it's a yeoman's job that they've done. I mean, they have done everything they can to keep up to, the storms we've had, the snow we've had, and it's just, I'm glad that you gave them kudos because sometimes they don't hear that enough.
Okay. Talking about the weather this year, I was at the city council meeting in Buffalo this week earlier, and the city works director came in and there were talking about potholes. He warned people. He said, this is going to be an unprecedented pothole season because of the weather. And it's the same way in Sheridan and Buffalo. It doesn't matter. So one of the things that happened, I thought, oh, my Lord, you got to be kidding me. He thinks that there is one street in Buffalo that is going to be a total loss. Total. That's going to have to be reconstructed. He said, the ground underneath this street has gone mushy. Mm-hmm. And there's like 2 inches of asphalt on top of the ground that has since, because the ground underneath is it's not good.
Right.
This road has just broken up. The asphalt's broken up. So they're going to have to completely redo this street in Buffalo. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah. I honestly think there's going to be a lot of that.
Yeah. And that's going to have to be budgeted for. Mm-hmm. I know that there are 2 streets in Buffalo, one of which they know is going to be bad, and another one they're suspecting that's probably going to have to be reconstructed as well. And they're on the capital improvements plan, outlook going, well, this is going to need to be done, but it was probably 2-3 years out where they could plan for it. Well, now if these things are bad, that automatically jumps it to the top of the list, and they're going to have to figure out a way to pay for it. Which means they're probably going to have to take something off the table that they were planning and move it back. So interesting stuff. So when you're thinking about these city crews and the potholes, keep that in mind because it's not like they're just sitting in their offices, twiddling their thumbs. And
right.
There's a lot of planning that goes into this, and sometimes things just happen, and they've got to figure out how to address them.
Yeah, well, and there will be a lot of pothole patching this year, and that's just how it's going to be. I mean, when you have this much snow and then we go, it freezes and then it melts and then it freezes and, there are cracks in streets. Where do you think that moisture goes in those cracks? It goes down and then, it's just how it is.
And, we haven't even hit the thaw yet.
No.
And there's probably going to be some flooding here and there. Well, not much, but it's coming.
Yeah, it's going to be, we could be having a flood of the century if these things play out.
I had heard that the bighorns all the way across, not just up here above Sheridan, but above Buffalo, clear down to KC, has seen just an ungodly amount of snow up there. And they're like, what's going to happen with all this stuff?
So, well, here's the thing. We're almost into April, and we have it looks to me like January outside.
Yeah.
It looks like we're in the middle of January, and we are almost into April. So if we start averaging 10 to 15 degrees warmer each day, and then we start getting rain.
Here it comes.
Yeah, you better have those sandbags ready and have the sub pump going because it's going to, well, you got to remember that the water table in the ground is going to raise. That's what a lot of people aren't factoring in. They're like, well, I'll be fine.
It'll just soak into the ground. Well, somewhat, but.
Well, it's like it's going to get to a point where there will be no more soaking into the ground.
Right.
And the water's going to have to go somewhere.
Right.
And
I've got a sloped backyard that's headed right for the back end of my house. It's like,
I still
well,
got 4 feet of snow in my backyard.
so do I.
My goodness.
Except it's mostly ice, thanks to the dogs. But,
Yeah.
you know. What was I going to say? I just had something and it just went poof.
How much you love winter?
That's what I was going to say. I drove up here from Buffalo this morning, and you know, usually this time of year, I'm out fishing on Lake DeSmet.
Right.
Not on the ice. I mean, the ice is usually gone by mid-March, and you can go and fish off the bank. And I usually do pretty good this time of year. There's still ice on Lake DeSmet. It's like, well, that's not going to happen. When's the ice going to leave? I have no idea. No idea. Interesting winter.
Yeah.
And more on the way later today?
Well, tonight it's supposed to start. We've got a winter weather advisory from, I believe, 6 p.m. tonight to like 6 p.m. Monday night. Was that a 72-hour?
All weekend now?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because, you know, that's why I said I should have went into weather forecasting, because I could just be like, yeah, it's just going to be bad for the next 3 days. I don't know how bad, but it will be bad.
Yeah, you betcha.
Yeah, you betcha. It's going to be a bad one.
All right, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break right there. We'll be back on the Jackson Electric Open Line. Aaron Palmer, Ron Richter will be back right after this.
Plug into Jackson Electric and you'll feel the power. If it has anything to do with electricity, anything at all, call Jackson Electric. Commercial, residential, agricultural, it makes no difference. Call Jackson Electric. Jackson Electric does high efficiency LED lighting and fire alarm systems installation. Wiring a home, wiring a business, new electrical service, or enlarging existing service. Call Jackson Electric and you'll see the light at 1851 North Main in Sheridan.
Federal Credit Union would like to wish top of the morning to you with their new March CD special. They are now offering a 17-month CD with a 4.08 annual percentage yield this month only. It requires a $1,000 minimum deposit and an early withdrawal penalty applies. Let Sunlight help you find that pot of gold. So stop by one of their locations in Sheridan, Cody, Powell, and Worland, or take a look online at sunlightfcu.com. Member NCUA, an equal housing lender. Sunlight Federal Credit Union, building a brighter future together.
You know, there's a lot of different kinds of springs. There's the kind that you wind up tighter than 2 coats of paint. There's the ones you pull apart and they spring back, and there's the kind you push together and they bounce back. And there's the kind of spring that is time to get your 4x4 side-by-side tuned up for the year. Just call Hando's and Joe will spring into action. Heck, he'll even come and get it. Tune it up, fix it up, even rev it up. 4x4 spring tune-ups at Hando's Service Center on Sheridan's Heartland Drive.
The WYO Performing Arts and Education Center welcomes Grammy Award-winning artist Larry Mitchell to the WYO stage Saturday, April 1st at 7 p.m. Larry's toured the world playing with well-known artists Tracy Chapman, Billy Squier, and Rick Ocasek. Opening for him at the WYO will be award-winning singer-songwriter Randy Driscoll.
Just kiss me like it ain't gonna hurt no more. Just kiss me like never before.
Tickets for Larry Mitchell available now at the WYO Theater box office or online at wyotheater.com.
Frackleton's fine food and spirits for dinner tonight. How about Andy's chilled pasta salad with shells, lemon basil aioli, oven-dried tomatoes, and breaded chicken? Or the Frack Burger, a 6-ounce hand-patted beef with avocado spread, bacon, butter, lettuce, Thousand Island, and brioche bun. Or try our tenderloin filet, bacon, onion, gorgonzola sauce, sweet potato pave, spinach chiffon. Be sure to ask your server about Frackleton's wine pairings for your selection.
Jackson Electric Open Line on KROE, Aaron Palmer and Ron Richter, and your opportunity today.
Hey, I kind of like that intro music too.
Yeah, kind of funky.
It was a little bass slapping going on there.
Was that Trevor? Did you just find that music? No? Okay, we were just saying that it was nice is all. We were going to give you a compliment.
Yes.
I don't pick them, I just play them, boys.
It was pretty good. It was pretty
It's
funky.
kind of like being a drummer in a band. I don't pick them; they just tell me what to play.
Kind of had that Flea vibe from the Red Hot Chili Peppers going.
Well, the question today was, are you planning on changing your routes or routines during the downtown construction project? Overwhelmingly, yes, and people are going to have to. So keep that in mind. Sidewalks will be open, according to Mayor Bridger, but the roadway will be tore up, obviously. They're going to be replacing sewer lines, water lines, whatever else they find once they get that open.
Yes, it's been a while, so there will be some hidden gems down there.
I'm sure they'll find buried treasure or something down there, which none of us will hear about if they do. But anyway, so sidewalks will be open. You'll have access to those businesses downtown. They're going to open up the side streets and allow people to park there so you don't have to walk so far to get to those businesses. And please shop at the downtown businesses during this construction project because they're going to need the clientele to do so. Okay. All right. I think that's about it. I don't know what else to say. We've pretty much got everything covered. Thank you for calling in. Yeah. We'll see you next week on the Jackson Electric Open Line Friday. See you then.
To the most complex electrical applications, Jackson Electric has the knowledge, the experience, and the reputation to meet and exceed any electrical need or requirement. Jackson Electric's expertise even includes phone systems, data systems, LED lighting systems, fire alarm systems, and irrigation systems. Residential, commercial, industrial, agriculture. If it has anything to do with electricity, anything at all, Jackson Electric does it all at 1851 North Main in Sheridan.
Dedicated to providing compassionate and personalized service to your families. They provide support, personable care, and affordable prices to Sheridan and Johnson County and surrounding areas. Champion Funeral Home has been family-owned and operated since 1911. They will comfort you in your time of need and provide your family with a meaningful tribute to your loved one. Contact Champion Funeral Home at championfh.com or call 674-6369. Mandy Koltiska from Century 21 BHJ Realty brings you this Pet of the Week from the Dog and Cat Shelter. Cisco is an adorable bundle of sweets with an appetite of a giant. She won't eat you out of house and home, but she will most definitely like to share meals with you. Cisco makes every shared meal worth it with love and cuddles you'll receive in return. If this adorable 8-year-old foodie sounds like the buddy for you, come and meet Cisco today.
Shan Foster with the Country Pet Inn talks about dog training and behavioral issues that dog owners may be experiencing.
If the dog's not listening to you consistently and with distractions, it's not trained. And most people say, well, my dog's trained. It can sit, it downs, it comes when I call it. Well, what about when Joe Squirrel runs by? What about when that semi comes by honking its horn? Well, those are the things that I train for in real life. Most of the time, it's all through basic obedience. Now, by doing that, you take care of a lot of the behavioral issues. Shyness issues, aggression issues, possession issues. When you put that dog in that mode or the dog understands its role, a lot of those things go away. Whether your dog has obedience issues where it doesn't listen to you or come to you when you call it, stealing food from the table, excessive barking, aggression issues, you name it, we'll work together to solve it. I help people understand their dog. I'm very fond of that. If you want to get a hold of me, go to countrypetin.com or call 674-8582.
Dreaming of green grass, sunny days, and long drives right down the middle of the fairway? Well, so are we. It's time to get ready for the 2023 golf season at Kendrick Golf Course. Rates are still extremely reasonable, making Kendrick Sheridan's best golf value. Take advantage of their preseason discounts and save even more. Discounted passes now on sale at City Hall or online at SheridanWY.gov through March 31st. The snow will be gone. The grass will be greening up before we know it. So don't miss out. Play golf this season at Kendrick Golf Course. From the Sheridan Media Newsroom, I'm Trevor Jackson with SheridanMedia.com News. The Sheridan County Republican Party recently censured Representative Cyrus Western, and one of their committee members spoke with Sheridan Media's Aaron Palmer about that issue.
During the Sheridan County Republican Party Central Committee meeting last Saturday, the committee voted to censure State Representative Cyrus Western. According to the resolution, Western falsely swore an oath of office in January of 2023, declaring that he was not under legal investigation, but has been under investigation by the Sheridan County Sheriff's Office since September of 2022 for illegal mailings libeling and disparaging fellow county Republicans. He illegally initiated and operated an unregistered political action committee called Wyoming in Name Only and fraudulently failed to report financial statements as required by Wyoming law, among others. Todd Windsor, state committeeman with the Sheridan County Republican Party, explains who decided to bring the censure against Western.
What people need to understand is that the County Central Committee is made up of precinct people from around the county that are elected by their voters in each precinct. And a group of multiple people from the precincts actually came up with a resolution and wrote it and presented it at the meeting. The party leadership had nothing to do with it.
And you can find out more with Aaron's story on our website today. Weather in the forecast, we have a winter storm warning, which will go into effect at 6 o'clock tonight and run until Monday at 6 p.m. Look for total snow accumulation 6 to 14 inches. Greater amounts expected again near the Bighorn. Scattered snow showers today, and then overnight tonight, 3 inches of snow a possibility. And then on Saturday, the heaviest snow with 5 inches of possibility on Saturday. For the latest news, weather, and sports, go to SheridanMedia.com. I'm Trevor Jackson. You're up to date.
Here's a look at the forecast from the SheridanMedia.com Weather Center. A winter storm warning begins at 6 p.m. this evening and continues until 6 p.m. Monday night. Partly cloudy today with a chance for mixed precipitation. Highs level off around 44. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Cloudy skies tonight. Mixed precipitation likely 22. 8 to 14 inches of snow tonight through Sunday night. I'm meteorologist Paul Trombley. Currently, it's 28 degrees.
Call Jackson Electric and you'll see the light. Maybe it's as simple as adding an extra outlet. Maybe it's as detailed as wiring an industrial building. Maybe it's high efficiency LED lighting or a fire alarm system. Or phone system installation and repair. Maybe it's data system wiring, irrigation wiring, or electric motor sales and repair. Commercial, residential, industrial, agriculture, above ground, below ground. Call Jackson Electric and you'll see the light at 1851 North Main in Sheridan.
Have you driven by the lot of Waring Sheridan Chevrolet? The change in ownership has opened up a flood of new and used inventory. Waring Chevrolet is busting at the seams in new and used cars, trucks, SUVs of all makes and models. Inventory is back on the lot and arriving weekly. Best of all, the same great sales, service, parts, and body shop team is there to help. New ownership, same great team, unbelievable inventory. Waring Sheridan Chevrolet, 107 East Alger, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30, Saturdays till 4.
Branded with quality, Shipton's Big R. It's all right here, everything you need. Shipton's Big R.
It's worth a look. Shipton's Big R's Spring 2023 Lookbook, that is, in your mailbox, and copies also available at each store location. There are many new items arriving specifically for spring. You probably know by now that Shipton's Big R is your full-line dealer for steel power equipment at all store locations. From Noble Outfitters, men's best dang pocket tees and ladies' tug-free tees. Your choice, buy one, get one 50% off. Many new styles of Ariat casual shoes, Hey Dudes, Keen casual shoes, and Skechers. Just arrived, dirty hands, clean money caps, and more. Many other new items to take a look at in our spring lookbook, including Black Rifle Coffee, Milwaukee and DeWalt Power Tools, and Green Mountain Grills. Look first and make some time for spring shopping at Shipton's Big R on Sugarland Drive in Sheridan.
You bagged your trophy elk. Now imagine having its ivory handcrafted into the perfect piece of jewelry. At Legacy Diamond & Gems, their in-house jewelers can take your memory of the big hunt and preserve it into fine pieces of jewelry to last generations. Using your imagination, the skilled jewelers at Legacy Diamond & Gems can create something truly exceptional. Visit them at 11 North Main Street or online at legacydiamondgems.com. Hurry in now.
Let's get those paintbrushes rolling. Hi, Kurt Smith here for the Sheridan Commercial Company. Our True Value Paint Department has so much to offer when it comes to painting. Whether you need help with customized color matching or choosing a paint color combination, our True Value Paint Department can help you get started. We offer a full line of True Value and PPG paints, plus all of the accessories you need to get those brushes rolling. Great paint, great store. The Sheridan Commercial Company opens 7 days a week at 303 Broadway.
KROE, Sheridan, broadcasting from the Wyoming Corporate Office Studio.
KROE, Sheridan.
A Parent's Bill of Rights passes the U.S. House. Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Today was a win for every mother, every father, but most importantly, for every student in America.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy on the effort to give parents more of a say in their kids' education, including reading materials.
The bill guarantees parents the right to be heard at school board meetings. Democrats say they embrace parental involvement in education, but not the way Republicans structured this legislation.
Fox's Chad Pergram on the Hill. The Democrat-controlled Senate does not plan to vote on that bill. The U.S. blames Iran for a deadly attack in Syria on a coalition base.
This is one of the first times that I can remember the Pentagon putting out a statement blaming Iran for killing a U.S. citizen and targeting U.S. service members.
Fox's Jennifer Griffin at the Pentagon.
A U.S. contractor was killed by an Iranian drone strike in northeast Syria on Thursday. The target, a maintenance facility on a U.S. base shared with the Kurdish Syrian Defense Forces near Hasaka. 5 U.S. service members and 1 additional U.S. contractor were wounded in the attack.
The U.S. responded by launching airstrikes on sites in Syria used by groups affiliated with Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps, reportedly killing several people. Iran proxy forces responded to that with rocket fire on another U.S. base in Syria. No damage or casualties reported in that attack. President Biden ordered the U.S. strikes during a visit to Canada, where he's been meeting with Prime Minister Trudeau. 4 of the 5 former Memphis police officers charged with murder in the traffic stop beating death of Tyree Nichols can never be law enforcement officers again in Tennessee. That decision from a state panel today. The fired officers have 30 days to appeal. A 5th officer is still awaiting a decertification hearing. America is listening to Fox News.
You know, I really love to share incredible deals when I find them, and my friends at Henry Repeating Arms, they have the best value in a rifle that I have seen with their H001 Classic Lever Action 22. Now, it shoots smooth, it looks great, and it's affordable. Just $300 to $400 for a rifle made in America, and it's backed by a lifetime guarantee. And it features a great-looking American walnut stock. Now, check it out. Just go to their website, henryusa.com/H001. That's henryusa.com/H001. And be sure to get your free catalog, free decals, and a list of dealers around where you live. They have over 200 models you can choose from. And let me be blunt, you can't go wrong with any one of them. henryusa.com/H001. Free catalog, free decals, a list of dealers where you live, and you'll see the Henry H001 Classic Lever Action 22 rifle. You're going to love that, and you're going to love this company.
A COVID vaccine mandate for federal employees is blocked by a federal appeals court.
We're talking about a relatively small number of people because 98% of employees affected by the original mandate have already been vaccinated, according to the Biden administration. There are actually proposals on the table to compensate or reinstate federal employees who have lost their jobs as a result of not following federal vaccine mandates. There's also a provision in a defense authorization bill to make members of the military whole, and these proposals are working their way through Congress. The White House indicated earlier that it plans to allow the coronavirus public health emergency to expire on May 11, signaling that the pandemic is transitioning into a new phase where it can be managed with more routine measures, similar to what we do during flu season.
Fox's Jonathan Seri. The players are not impressed with an attempted video gaming milestone for women's soccer.
The soccer video game FIFA 23 includes players and teams from the National Women's Soccer League for the first time. Unfortunately, the game failed to replicate many players' physical traits. Olympic gold medalist goalie Sydney Leroux, who plays for Angel City FC in Los Angeles, tweeted, "I know you expect women to just be thankful and grateful that you've given us a little sliver of publicity, but please stop wasting our time." Leroux tweeted images of highly inaccurate video likenesses of NWSL players on the new EA Sports game. She wrote, "Some of us are bald." One player compared her video game likeness to Planet of the Apes. Some team jerseys inaccurate as well.
Fox's Jared Max. Now, some players and fans are having some fun with these inaccurate images online, but the Players Association says it wants immediate action from the company to rectify offensive and inaccurate portrayals. It's a turbulent day so far on Wall Street. There was an earlier sell-off, and then just moments ago, stocks were in positive territory. Now the Dow's back down 42 points. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
At Carpet Design, their showroom showcases the latest in carpeting, luxury vinyl, tile, laminate, as well as all types of hardwood flooring. You'll see what's new in color, texture, and technology. If your flooring is showing its age or you just are ready to make a change, come see what's new and exciting at Carpet Design. Every Saturday from 10 to 3, take 20% off on flooring in the warehouse. Large selection, too. Free estimates, 643 Riverside Street, Carpet Design.
Radio is a great career. Sheridan Media employs a number of people in various capacities, including advertising sales, news, promotions, business administration, and engineering. If you or your organization would like to know if there's a job opening at Sheridan Media, send your mailing address request to Bob Grammons, General Manager, Sheridan Media. P.O. Box 5086, Sheridan, Wyoming, 82801. We'll send a notice to your organization or group every time there's a full-time job opening. Sheridan Media is an equal opportunity employer.
From the Wyoming Corporate Office Studio, all day, all week, all the time, on FM 103.9 and News Talk 930 KROE.
Live from everywhere USA, it's Fox Across America with Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, yes, it sure is. And we are coming to you live from the greatest country in the world, broadcasting from the tippy top of the world-famous Fox News headquarters in New York City. It is Fox Across America with Jimmy Fallon, a man who did not launch a missile strike on American interests in Syria.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
Iran launching a couple of missiles over at our contractors and service members just a few short days after the Pentagon defiantly informed the world that our top two priorities in the military were pronouns and climate change.
We really are being laughed at and scoffed at throughout the world. They're not respecting our country the way they used to.
I don't think anyone can argue with that clip. 888-788-9910 if you'd like to try. It's a busy Friday. Kat Kamek is going to be here. She was, of course, front and center in Washington, D.C. yesterday as they dressed down the CEO of TikTok, who said with a straight face, they're not stealing your data.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
Stop it. Kat Kamek threw the challenge flag on that one. And, of course, Diamond Dave Landau is going to be in the house to shape up the 2024 race. From a comedian's perspective, he will weigh in on the impending arrest of Trump that doesn't seem like it's going to happen anytime soon. And, of course, Biden's insistence that he likes babies better than people.
Biden's lost his marbles.
A lot of people feel that way. But if you like babies better than people, I don't know, just a thought. Maybe don't push late-term abortion as hard as you are.
I think he's got a point.
Good gosh. So here we go. Happy Friday. The champ is ready to rumble. We had a great night on TV last night. I was on the Sean Hannity show. Hey, girl. Tudor Dixon was in the house. She's a friend of the show. She's been on before. She'll be on again. And we had an all-around, just a fantastic time on the show. And we were, kind of yucking it up about the fact that the world seems to be on fire and America is definitely taking a step back. And to be clear, we were doing that as like a coping mechanism. What's weird is if you watch Hannity, right, You watch the show, you see Sean on TV every night. You get used to Sean and his vibe and his energy and his everything in between. But what you don't get a chance to get used to, because you don't hang out with him off the air, is the people who do Hannity, the guests that go on. They're the same people in the green room that they are on the air. What I mean by that is if they're on the air telling you they really care about America, they're bothered by the direction we're going in, you know, the radical left is making a mockery of what this country stands for in the world. Okay, when they get off the air, they feel the same way. And that's the whole hook of the show. Like I tell you all the time, if you hear a congressman on this show, it's because I've met them off the air and I know that, you know, there's not a different character. Believe me, I have met congressmen, I have met senators who come on the show and they're like, rah, 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 rah. And then I meet them in a green room and I'm like, you are so full of shit. Okay, but these folks that are on Hannity, like we were genuinely having a conversation off the air. Forget what we said on the air. We told a lot of jokes. Biden's a mess. And obviously there were a lot of serious substantive points made along the way. But you'd expect that from us because that's where we're sharing our public views, okay, and weighing in on critical issues facing the country. But off the air, you know, I get off the air and I'm like, oh, it's Miller time. But in the green room, they're looking at me like...
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
Because they're legit straight up concerned about the country. And this was before we had this strike. It's an Iranian drone strike. It killed an American contractor. 5 U.S. service members also wounded in the attack. I got to tell you, okay, this is only going on. This is only happening. It is only a thing. Are you ready? Because the rest of the world thinks we're soft.
Bingo.
I'm not saying we have to go into a forever war. We're already financing one of them in Ukraine, and we're rejecting any even insinuation of a peace deal. Okay, China and Russia floated a peace deal in Ukraine, and we said no. Why? Because if we solve this problem right now, we can't keep firing money over there and doing Lord knows what with it because you're not allowed to audit the money. I mean, think about it. I don't support Putin. I think he's a war criminal. But the idea that we're going to just send billion after billion after billion to Ukraine and we're not going to be allowed to ask where it's going, I mean, let's think about this for a second. If somebody says, hey, man, can I borrow money? And you go, sure, what are you going to use it for? And they're like, I can't tell you. Are you going to give them money?
The answer would be no.
Probably not, because you're like, Lord knows what's going on. Now, clearly there's a war happening, but we're not getting any accounting for the money we're spending and the missiles we're spending, and we're not getting any identifiable, you know, definition of victory. They're not saying, well, we're financing the war and we're sending this and that because this is exactly why. All they're telling you is broad strokes. We're protecting democracy. If you don't, you're a Putin puppet. But they don't care about protecting democracy. If they did, they wouldn't be outsourcing our domestic energy production to dictators in Venezuela. Okay, they wouldn't be empowering somebody like Putin by relinquishing our energy independence on the world stage. We were a net exporter of energy when Biden got into office, okay? Now we're back to importing it again.
Biden sucks.
Okay, and a lot of people feel that way not only here, where he has just hit the lowest recorded poll number of his presidency, but overseas. So let me give you the lowdown on this. This is Iran, the biggest state sponsor of terrorism in the world, okay? A country that chants death to America so often, it's now like it's just a thing you do. Like some of us here in America go to karaoke, we go to a ball game. You know what I'm saying? You know the song Chicken Fried, Zach Brown, a little bit of chicken fried, that whole thing, cold beer on a Friday night. In Iran, it's a little bit of chicken fried, death to America on a Friday night. Like you can just bash America. And we're like, I've got it. We'll send them $50 billion in cash assets.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
But that's what Obama did. The Iranian nuclear deal, propped up by the media, cheered as some signature foreign policy accomplishment, sent $50 billion in cash assets to a country that wants to destroy us.
I don't see you doing any better in the booty department.
But again, why did we do it? Because, well, they gave us their word that they weren't going to enrich uranium, you see. The people chanting death to America, surely they'd never lie to us. I mean, come on, man.
Are you stupid or something?
Apparently so, because we sent them the money, took their word for it. They continued to enrich uranium, didn't always cooperate with investigators. And then what happened? Trump got into office and was like, I'm ripping up the deal. And the media was like, oh, hell no. You can't go back on your word, Donald.
The media is a bunch of losers.
But Donald, for whatever you think of the guy, was doing right by your country. Point being, nothing about that deal calmed down Iran. After we signed the Iranian nuclear deal, they took our service members hostage. If you've seen that famous humiliating video on the high seas, they continued to finance proxy attacks on our interests. Okay, and now that we're out of the deal, but Biden is negotiating to get back into the deal, they don't even care. Okay, they're not like on their best behavior, walking on eggshells. They're walking on bombshells. Here's the report. According to our Defense Department, you know, the one with the "Hey, there's no home here" sticker and the rainbow flag. Oh, my God. I'm laughing because this is insane. It's a coping mechanism for me. I am an intellectually stunted being. I'm upfront with you about that. When things get bad, I get silly. Because if I didn't process it that way, I'd be a lunatic. And who wants to listen to 3 hours of screaming on the radio all day? I can't do it. Come on, it's exhausting. Anyway, according to the Defense Department, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps crashed a UAV into a building near Hasaka in northeast Syria at approximately 1:38 p.m. local time, leaving a U.S. contractor dead. So this is Iran's Revolutionary Guards sent a suicide bomber in there. In response to the attack, our military carried out several precision strikes in Syria, reportedly killing 8 Iranians. The Syrian Observatory reports that a U.S. airstrike at an arms depot in Harabash in the eastern city of Deir el-Zawar left 6 Iranian-backed fighters dead. A second U.S. bombing at a post near the town of Mayadeen killed 2 more fighters. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin saying at the direction of President Biden, I authorized U.S. Central Command forces to conduct precision airstrikes tonight in eastern Syria against facilities used by groups affiliated with Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. The airstrikes were conducted in response to today's attack, as well as a series of recent attacks against coalition forces in Syria by groups affiliated with the IRGC. Now understand. Okay, they've always hated us. They've always done proxy garbage like this. They've always fired at our contractors. They famously kidnapped one of our contractors, Bob Levinson, who grew up down the block from me, where I grew up in Levittown. Okay, my neighbor, 4 houses down, Bob Levinson, was taken hostage in Iran and hasn't been seen again to this day. They assume he was dead under the Trump administration, but we've still never gotten that critical explanation because we just don't know. But this is who Iran is. They've always been bad to us. But you know what we always haven't done in retaliation is people are getting emboldened on the world stage as people want to step to the champ? Okay, we've never had a week like the one we just had where the Pentagon announced to the world that LGBTQ rights are the biggest part of our foreign policy. Do you understand? I support your rights as an American to do anything. Oh, God, anything. Dress what you want, be what you want, say what you want, identify as what you want. But when it comes to the military, the only thing I need you to identify is the fiercest fighting force on the planet. You don't have to identify as anything else. You don't owe the world inclusion. You know what you owe the world? Pain. You owe the world pain. You owe the world, you don't want to do this, dude. You don't want to do this. You know how you get peace through strength? By projecting strength on the world stage. You know how you get your contractors bombed? By throwing on Boy George and announcing that everybody's gender transition is paid for.
What the hell is the world coming to?
Here's John Kirby telling you what it's coming to. Clip 1.
LGBTQ plus rights are human rights. And we, again, back to the earlier question, are never going to shy away, be bashful about speaking up for those rights and for individuals to live as they deem fit, as they want to live. And that's something that's a core part of our foreign policy, and it will remain so.
Shut up! Will you shut up?
Like, listen, we can feel that way. Don't tell everybody else. Meaning, listen, recruit whoever you want to the military. If you want to serve our country, we want you to want to serve our country. But, you know, part of the art of war is not telling your opponent what you're up to. You know, it's like, say, hey, you know, we're hiring people who don't know how to shoot. Okay. I'm not saying we're doing that. But if that were the case, probably wouldn't be good practice to announce it to other armies. It might embolden them to come get us. Okay, in this moment, we are absolutely emboldening other armies because we can't keep our politics a secret. Everything in this administration is a branding opportunity. Okay, their agenda is so important to them, the ideologues, that they tie it to everything. everything. Think about last week. Russia has 2 fighters. They take down one of our drones. What do we respond at the Pentagon with? A statement about how we're going to go about